Let's get into this U.S. performance, because if you guys could have seen our group chat that we have amongst the Morning Footy crew as this game was progressing, I mean, Nico, you kind of said it. You said it was just disappointing. This wasn't a team that looked like they were going to produce any big moments. And then Charlie, I was just talking to you in our production meeting, and I was like, who is this on? You know, like who are the players that you think could have done more? And you said, you know what? Overall, I kind of feel bad for this group. Can you kind of elaborate on what you meant by that and why that is your reaction to this result?
I think there would be a big difference if this was our A team, our best available team, and they go out and they put in a lackluster performance and they don't win the Gold Cup, let alone get to the final. I think the expectations with this group, it's the BC team, if you will, that this is kind of what you expected, for them to be not as dominant in these performances. There was nothing convincing against some of the top teams. I mean, the first game against Jamaica, they were second best. And so going against the Panama side, which don't get the credit that they deserve, I think the way that they're set up and they're structuring, and Carrasquilla and Godoy anchoring the midfield, they make it a very difficult game. And they were going to come out with this, you know, chip on their shoulder, this high intensity, and I just don't feel that the players rose to the occasion. But I'm not angry. And typically when the U.S. play and they lose, I am bull. You know, there's that. It is what it is. Yeah. I'm not upset because I know this isn't the best that we have. Whereas every other nation, that's their A team. They need to win this. Mexico, they were flipped upside down. Now they're starting to get back on the right path. And they needed this competition. This was more so for these players to try and make an argument for themselves, a case to get more looks. There's a lot of players who did not live up to expectations. There's a lot of players who met expectations, and very few who I think were trending up in the right direction.
That's where I'm most disappointed at, because this was a showcase for these fringe players, or some of the fringe players that are looking to possibly somehow convince Berhalter to make a 2026 World Cup team. And throughout the Gold Cup, especially yesterday, I don't think anybody was convincing to say, hey, give me a shot. And I understand, yeah, the U.S. can lose in the Gold Cup, can get eliminated. Sure, because it is a lower caliber team. But it's not like they're playing at worse clubs than where the Panama players are playing at, or where the Canada players are playing at. And not only that, from an individual perspective, collectively, it was very poor. Look at the Gold Cup overall for the United States. They really struggled against Jamaica. They could have lost. Had it not been for a penalty kick save by Matt Turner, it probably would have been a loss. But you know what? They snagged a point against a team that had been reinforced by dual nationals. St. Kitts and Nevis, Trinidad and Tobago, put that aside. An amateur St. Kitts and Nevis and one of the worst Trinidad and Tobago sides I've seen in several generations. Then you move on to the Canada game, where it was completely unconvincing, and you escaped in a penalty kick shootout, but you drew over 120 minutes. And then you played against a team like Panama that I think throughout the 120 minutes, I think the larger portions of the game, Panama played better.
Yes.
And you were eliminated at the end of the game. So you were only able to beat St. Kitts and Trinidad and Tobago. It was overall, for a B and a C team, it was a D Gold Cup performance.
I think if you look at it overall, I think it's a little harsh to say no one reached the top. I think we all spoke very glowingly about DeJuan Jones. I think he's someone who should get a second look. I'll continue to say that I think James Sands should get a continued look in that defensive midfielder position.
Even after yesterday?
Even after yesterday, yeah, because I think for most parts of the game, I think he showed you exactly what I
think yesterday he wasn't that bad. I think yesterday
I'm going to take a little umbrage in the way you're speaking about him, but that's where everyone is allowed to have their opinion. What I'm going to say is, I think if right, it's not how I normally talk, but whatever, new day. What I want to say is the tail of the tape for this match alone, and yes, you're 100% right in your assessment of the entire Gold Cup. It still was our C squad versus everyone else's A. So I'm with Charlie. I'm not going to look at this and go, how dare you? What I am going to say is Thomas Christensen showed what an established long-term kind of, with a little bit more
a visionary.
Yeah, visionary coach how you would set up a team. They were well drilled. They knew exactly what to do, and he played to each player's strength. Meanwhile, you look at the U.S., and this kind of has to sit probably on his lack of experience. It's not a major diss on B.J. Callahan, but this kind of sits on his lap because this was a team that never gelled through all the matches they played.
100%.
They never became a team, and at the point you needed them to, they still could not find. Because if you look, there's talent. This is a talented squad. They just had no idea how to connect.
And what I love about that is that B.J. Callahan, after the match, said, "This is on me. This isn't about the players. This is on me." But he set up this team. Other than the only questionable one was Aaron Long being put into the starting 11, but he put out the team that he thought was best to win.
He took out Zendejas, he put Ferreira together with
Vasquez
did not work.
And to build off of your statement on the players were the clubs they play at, on paper, you can say teams are better than this team, better than this team. It doesn't matter about on our starting 11 where players play. It's about the team and the performance on 100%. The field. And some people want to talk about, oh, is this starting 11 better? No, it's about the team. Yep. And the Panamanian side, they were well drilled with Thomas Christensen, set up tactically. They were the better team.
And I'll just say this, maybe 11 players all trying to individually showcase themselves isn't the way to go into a competition.
Yeah. And just to add to Thomas Christensen and this cycle that he's had, they could have fired him after World Cup qualifiers. They almost made the World Cup, and they said, you know what? They saw something, and they had that vision, and look where they're at now.